The FIFA World Cup is always a special occasion, with the tournament only coming around once every 4 years. In 2022, football fans have had to wait even longer, with the decision to host the World Cup in Qatar pushing back the usual start date from June to November. After such a long wait between tournaments, pressure will be on teams to perform on the big stage and delight their nation's supporters. Why is the World Cup played every 4 years? While a 4-year wait between World Cups is far from ideal for eager football fans, there are a number of reasons for it. Aside from a 12-year break from 1938 to 1950. Due to the Second World War, the tournament has been held every 4 years since 1930. Here's why. Logistics. The FIFA World Cup is one of the biggest sporting events on the planet, and as such requires significant planning to put together. Host countries often need to build suitable infrastructure to accommodate the tournament, and this in itself takes many years to arrange. For the 2022 World Cup, Qatar built 7 of their 8 stadiums from scratch over a period of several years. The 4-year break between tournaments also ensures less fixture congestion with other international cup competitions like the Copa America and the European Championships, which are held in non-World Cup summers. A World Cup also puts extra strain on players who have to juggle an extra number of matches, as well as their club commitments, so by having them held once every 4 years, players aren't being stretched too often. Qualifying. With only 32 nations able to play at the World Cup finals as of 2022, the qualifying process is something that takes a fair bit of time to iron out, with more than 150 teams ultimately falling short. With qualifiers only played during FIFA international windows, the 4-year break between tournaments ensures there is enough time for such games to be played. If World Cups were held every 2 years, the current qualifying system would require a significant overhaul and likely lead to an imbalance when it comes to the nations who qualify. Olympics. Just like the World Cup, the Olympic Games are also held once every 4 years, and the two events have a unique, shared history. Football was first played at the Olympics in 1900, and its popularity during the 1920s inspired FIFA to create their own tournament in the form of the World Cup, with the sport reserved for amateurs at the Olympic Games. At the time, FIFA felt the time was right to introduce a global competition for professionals. To avoid clashing with the Olympics, the World Cup was first hosted right in the middle of 2 games in 1930, a practice that has continued to this day. FIFA also opted to temporarily withdraw football from the Olympic Games in 1932 as a way to further highlight the World Cup's introduction. Scarcity appeal. As we've already discussed, too much of a good thing can be bad for you, and one of the greatest appeals for having a World Cup tournament every 4 years is the scarcity value. If your national team loses in the semi-final or final of a World Cup, it's heartbreaking stuff. It's so important, though, because it's so rare. If you could simply go back next year and try again, the excitement would be lost. A World Cup is remarkable. We still look back at previous tournaments and remember the great games and players we grew up idolizing. If they're lucky, the best players get to play in 3 World Cups, the really great, maybe even 4. This is one of the main reasons why the FIFA World Cup is so popular. If it was played every year, it wouldn't have the same hype. Very, very few players make it to 5 World Cup tournaments, and these are the players that become legends. Being good enough from 17 to 18 and maintaining that skill level for over 20 years is a massive accomplishment. Taking away that accomplishment by having a World Cup every season or 2 would diminish the achievement for players. It should be hard to make a World Cup squad, especially for a bigger country with a strong national league. If national managers had to balance 3 squads of players, ensuring qualification games were won, and the team was competitive in each tournament, the quality levels would drop dramatically. Imagine making it to your first World Cup tournament as a fan, spending thousands of dollars on travel, tickets, and living expenses, and then watching 2 nations be teams in a board draw game. You'd be livid, and rightly so. Conclusion. After looking at all of the reasons why a World Cup is held every 4 years, we're inclined to agree with the experts. Any sooner than 4 years would ruin the World Cup. It's the #1 soccer tournament in the world for a reason. We, as fans, love that it's hard to win. We want to see the very best players on the biggest stage. We hope the next game will be the best game of soccer we've ever seen, and you can't have that if tournaments are every year. 4 years, while it feels like a long time to wait for the most significant soccer exhibition on earth, is, in fact, the perfect length of time to wait between each World Cup. By the time of the 2026 World Cup, we will be starved of this fantastic tournament again, and be eagerly looking forward to seeing other countries host the 32 best national teams in the world. Share with us your predictions for who will win the World Cup in the comments.